BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys my April book haul. It's not that big. I was waiting for these to arrive in the mail before I filmed this video. I purchased a whole bunch of books from thrift books, like at the end of the month. And so I was waiting on those. So the first books that I purchased in April were from Amazon. And the first one being Dead Mountain, The Untold True Story of the Dyatlov? How do you say that? Dirtlove? Pass Incident by Donnie Eicher. How do you say that? Eicher? I-E. Focus. Is it Eicher? I don't know. Someone read this. Was it? It might have been Lala who read this. I have seen a movie that showcases this, and it was a horror movie. I will leave the horror movie poster here. I would definitely watch it if you like horror, because it was a fun movie. This, however, I'm super interested. I've seen a few documentaries on this particular missing persons. Well, they weren't missing. Well, they mysteriously all died. Regardless, super interesting. Absolutely loved the documentaries. Loved the movie, the horror movie. Can't wait to read this one. I am such in a nonfiction kick right now that I want to pick this one up ASAP. All right. When I purchased that, I also pre-ordered The Raven's Tale by Kat Winters. Now, Kat Winters was an auto-buy author a couple years ago. This is, I've only purchased 2 of her books, I believe. No, 3. Yeah, I have The Uninvited, Yesternight, and now I have The Raven's Tale. This was super important for me to purchase because this is a Edgar Allan Poe retelling, and it's got the bird. Look at, she's like turning into the raven. Can you see that? Like there's wings here and feathers. So cool. When young Poe meets his muse, the world will change forevermore. Basically, we have Poe, who is an orphan, and he is adopted, or it's Edgar. Edgar is adopted by the Allan family? Is that how it works? Edgar Poe. Yeah, Edgar Poe is adopted from by the Allan family. The Allan family. And I don't want to read any more than that because I want to go in kind of blind. I'm super excited to read this one. Next, I bought some books off of the Book Depository. Now, I purchased it like at the very beginning of April. Or no, I bought these in March. They were supposed to arrive April 1st. And that's when we all went to Joshua Tree for our spring break, like camping trip. And somehow either the package got stolen or it got lost in the mail. I personally think it got stolen because when I went to the post office, they have camera, like GPS pictures of the mailman dropping off my books. So someone stole these books from in front of my house. I kind of think it was my neighbor, but I don't know. Anyways, the 2 books that I purchased was Bazaar of Bad Dreams by Stephen King and The House at Pooh Corner by A.A. Milne. This is the second book in the Winnie the Pooh series. I showed you guys the first one. It's a little yellow book, which I really love. I was hoping that this one was going to be as small as the yellow one, but it's not. It's a little bit bigger. But this one is also stories. Now, I did read When We Were Very Young, which is the 3rd book in the series, and I wasn't able to talk about it in my April my March wrap up because I forgot. Like, I had a bit that I cut out of the video because I said, oh, I read a kid's book, and then somehow I lost my train of thought in that video and I never finished talking about it. But basically the third book, We Were Very Young, or When We Were Very Young, is just poetry by A.A. Milne, and it's not very good poetry, and my kids didn't really like it, so I'm not planning on buying that one. But I am happy that this one is more Pooh stories. So there's that. This one, The Bazaar of Bad Dreams, after 1995, the Hodar, however you say it, they didn't make the same, they don't have these editions. I'll show you. These colorful editions. This is the dead zone. These editions no longer exist. They stopped making them in 93 or 95. So any books that came later do not come in this edition. So I had to buy this one. But this is still from the same publishing house. So even though I couldn't get it with, you know, in this old edition, I'm going to continue buying the Hodar books because I like the way that they're floppy, and I like the UK editions of all of these. So yes, I also bought this one. Next, I received a book from an independent author. This is by Lee Allen Howard. This is called The Bedwetter, Journal of a Budding Psychopath. I cannot wait to read this. Lee was so nice to have signed it for me. Well, it's not like signed in the book, but he did say, thank you for your review, Lee. There's a little post-it in here, which I'm going to keep because it's kind of like a nameplate, but not. And this is an advanced copy. So yeah, it's published by Three First Names. When I got the email saying that this was about a psychopath and it had Bedwetter as the title, I said, I don't even care anymore about it. Just send it to me. It sounds good. I want to read it. The font isn't too bad. It's actually not a normal font. This isn't like Times New Roman. I don't know what this one's called, but I like it. Anyways, looking forward to that one. And then the very last book that I purchased that don't need to unwrap is The Plague by Albert Camus. I just bought this today at the library bookstore for $1. I know this, I purchased this in May, but I'm just going to include it in the April haul because I don't know if I'm going to be buying any more books this month. I always say that. Anyways, this is a classic, I'm assuming, because Albert Camus is a classic author. I read his more popular book, which is called, what is it called? What did I read? The Stranger. That's the one. Okay. I have read The Stranger in graphic novel form. I know that's cheating just a little bit, but I wanted to read it in graphic novel to see if I would be interested in the story itself, and I am. So I think I might read The Stranger later on. This was translated from French by Stuart Gilbert, and yeah, it says on the back, it's a gripping tale of unrelieved horror of survival and resilience, and of the ways in which humankind confronts death. The Plague is at once a masterfully crafted novel, eloquently understated and epic in scope, and a parable of ageless moral resonance, profoundly relevant to our times. So yeah, I am looking forward to reading that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. This is from Vintage Press. It's nice and floppy. I have a couple Vintage Press books. Can't remember what they're called right now, but yay. All right, these are the last ones I have to show with you. Somehow I'm down to only 3 minutes before my battery dies. So let's see if we can get it done. Oh, now down to 2. Oh, yes. I forgot about this one. This was a different package. This says World of Books on it. Completely forgot. I purchased a Stephen King book. This is Richard Bachman, The Running Man. I have not read this one yet. This is another one of the Bachman books that are also the Hodor colored editions. I do like the black instead of the white, and I like that it's also got the colored spine. So, the last time I spoke to you was a few hours ago. My battery is now at 39 minutes, so it's not fully charged, but I gotta get a move on. I want to finish this up so I can, you know, maybe do something else tonight. So like I was saying, in this package was my Stephen King / written by Richard Bachman, The Running Man. This one is pretty short. This is about a bunch of teenage boys who has to go at a certain speed walk running, and slowly people, like, who, I don't know if it's police or some kind of authority, is picking, like, shooting them, the stragglers that are falling behind and not keeping up to speed. They're shooting them off. They're shooting them. So that's all I know. Yeah, I haven't had much luck with Bachman books, so I'm hoping that this one is good. I liked Thinner. That wasn't that bad, but I still haven't finished, what's it called? Not The Rage. Blaze. That's it. I haven't finished Blaze yet, so I'm hoping to get to that at some point in time. Anyways, I am down to only 2 more books that I need to buy from the Hodor editions, and then I will have all of them in this edition. I'm so excited. All right, so on to the last 2 packages. I just bought these like last week, so I'm extremely happy that they have arrived already, and that my my mail lady put them in the mailbox, because I haven't gone to the post office yet and complained about my lost books. So I don't want them leaving my stuff outside anymore. That makes me upset. I don't want people stealing my things. Oh, okay, not bad, not bad. All right, so I purchased We Eat Our Own by Kia Wilson. If you guys recognize this book cover, I borrowed this from the library a few months ago because I wanted to read something that was that took place in South America. This was for the Around the Year in 52 books, and this was going to be a part of like a South American theme or something like that. So I'm going to take off these stickers later, not right now, but this is a book about cannibalism. Does it say? Oh, it says, for his latest film, Italian pulp horror director Ugo Velluto has a radical vision, one that requires abandoning green screens to film on site in a remote outpost in the Colombian rainforest. So definitely looking forward to reading this. Maybe I'll save it for October. I don't know. But it came in excellent condition. I just need to take off all the stickers. So excited. All right. And that was the only one in that package. I should have, feels like 3 are in this one. The way thrift books works, if you guys have never purchased from thrift books before, they're all used books. Well, you can buy new, but it's really expensive. So they're used books, and they come from different stores throughout the country. So they might have a store or a, I don't know what it's called. It's not like a factory or anything. But they have some kind of post in different cities where they send the books from. So when you get your confirmation that the books have been shipped, it'll say, oh, so many books have been shipped from this location and from this location. So they're all shipped at different times, and I just so happened to get all of mine on the same day, which is lovely. All right, so the first book in here is Many Lives, Many Masters. I just read this in April and reviewed it. I absolutely loved this book. It's about a psychiatrist who takes care of a patient named Catherine, and while he is trying to rid her of her phobias and her anxiety, he finds out through hypnosis that she has lived 86 past lives. Very, very interesting. If you believe in reincarnation, I would definitely pick up this book. It was lovely to read. I grew up on the idea of reincarnation, so I enjoyed it greatly. All right, next I got another nonfiction. This is called Into Thin Air by John Krakauer, and this is a personal account of the Mount Everest disaster. This is another one that was spoken about on Lala's channel. She really enjoyed this book, so I decided to also pick it up. I love survival, I love nonfiction, and this sounds right up my alley. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I got, which, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so if you guys don't remember, this book I read in March and reviewed for my March wrap-up. This is These Children Who Come at You with Knives and Other Fairy Tales by Jim Nipfel. Nipfel. I really enjoyed this artist? I guess you could say artist, but it's an author. I really enjoyed this author's writing, and so I wanted to read more from him. So what I did was I went on to Goodreads and I was looking at more books, and I found out that he had a memoir called Slackjaw, and right here the lettering is raised so you can feel it, and it says, "You better start learning Braille now. Jim Nipfel." Nipfel? It says, "Nipfel may be blind, but his artistic vision is as stunning as a sunset over the Brooklyn Bridge." So, like I said, this is his memoir. I really enjoy nonfiction, and I love memoirs about people I don't know, because it doesn't really matter to me. I just like learning about people's lives. And from what the cover makes it sound, Jim is blind, so all of his stories are, it reminds me of Paradise Lost by John Milton. Not the subject matter, obviously, but John Milton was blind, and he dictated the entire epic poem Paradise Lost to someone who then wrote it all down. So I'm wondering if Jim, if he typed it up on a Braille like typewriter, or if he also dictated this and had someone write it down for him. I'm so curious, but I'm very excited to read this because, like I said, I really enjoyed his short story collection of fairy tales, so I want to know more about this author. And the very last book I purchased was not only a cover buy, okay, it was mostly a cover buy, but oh my gosh, it also is because I own another book by this author, and that is The Hell Train, or not the, just Hell Train, by Christopher Fowler. This is a non-stop one-way straight down. The very British spirit of Hammer horror rises from the grave in Christopher Fowler's rattling, roaring yarn. Ooh, so excite. So excite. It says, imagine there was a supernatural chiller that Hammer Films never made. A grand epic produced at the studio's peak, which played like a cross between Dracula and Frankenstein films and Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. 4 passengers meet on a train journey through Eastern Europe during the First World War and face a mystery that must be solved if they are to survive. As the Archangel races through the war-town countryside, they must find out What is in the casket that everyone is afraid of? What is the tragic secret of the veiled red countess who travels with them? Why is their fellow passenger, the army brigade, so feared by his own men? And what exactly is the devilish secret of the archangel itself? Bizarre creatures, satanic rites, terrified passengers, and the romance of traveling by train, all in a classically styled horror novel. Woohoo! So excited! This reminded me of the Dark Tower series because they too have a train that can talk. Well, I don't know if this train can talk, but the train in the Dark Tower can talk. And it freaked everybody out. So I'm hoping that this is kind of similar to that. Anyways, that is all the books I purchased in the month of April. Oh, I mean, I got one for free from an author, but the rest of them I purchased myself. Let me know down below what you purchased in April, if you've read any of these books that I have shared with you. Let me know all that down below. I also list all of the books that are in every single video down below. If I've read the book, I will leave a Goodreads review. If I haven't read the book, I just leave the title. Sometimes I put title and author if the books are near me. Otherwise, I just put the title because it's easier. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.